It's the Channel Mom Show, celebrating you with Jenny Dean Schmidt.
Brought to you by the Healthy Marriage Project. Just click on one of their ads to find out about a healthy relationship workshop near you.
I was just waiting for that yeah from Switchfoot. Love them, by the way. Welcome back to the Channel Mom Show, where we are here for you, Mom, where we celebrate you, we encourage you. A mom's job is like no other, and I don't, want to overstate this morning, but I know that there are a lot of tired moms out there, exhausted moms out there, moms who are doing their very best, who feel like nobody notices. I notice, and your kids will notice one day. Thank you for dedicating yourself to them. There is no other job like that, in the world that I can think of, where you are nurturing the next generation, making sure that the planet continues on and maybe in a better way. Now, granted, all kinds of awful things are happening in our world right now. I did not even mention them in our news, but the Middle East is blowing up, and it's awful. And I'm so sad for America that so much of it is pointed against the United States, but it is what it is. But still, we have moms who are continuing on and trying to raise their children the best they can, and that is a bright, shining light in the middle of it all. So thank you for that. Oh, my goodness. Really excited about our next guest because I think you will be too. And it's also because I think that she can help you believe in your own dreams and goals and your ability to conquer things like cancer. Unless you've been living in a cave, you've probably heard of Baby Einstein. And we have got the mom who created that company and ran it from her basement, which I just love. Then, after it became wildly successful, she sold it to Disney. This is the amazing story of a mom with a dream and a few struggles too. Julie, and how do we say your middle name?
Eigner.
Yep. Julie Eigner Clark. Welcome to the Channel Mom Show,
Thank
Julie.
you so much, Jenny. Thanks
We're so
for having
glad
me.
to have you. I saw you at Spark and Hustle, Tori Johnson's Spark and Hustle convention.
Yep.
You inspired me, and I was, you know what, really? I was struck by is how humble you were. Because, girl, you sold your company for a good amount of money, and you could strut up there and think you were all that, and you were just really humble. And that's why moms can identify with you.
Right.
Because you can just say, hey, look, I was a regular mom doing something in my basement for my kids, and it all happened to be a great idea and turn into a company.
Every day I just shake my head and go, wow. I mean, I guess I feel humble because I feel like my story could be anybody's story. I mean, It was really, I wanted something, I made it, and remarkable luck and a lot of work brought it to me. It was really amazing.
Yeah.
So I guess, it was more than I ever expected would happen to me. And so I'm just every day living in a state of, gratefulness and grace.
Yeah, it is grace.
Yeah.
Amen to that. All righty. Lots of moms with dreams out there who wanted to hear you say that it could be anybody's story. They think there's no way they could ever make their dream come true. You might have thought that as well. Maybe you didn't even have it as a dream at first, but you did it from the basement of your house, I believe. Is that correct?
It's correct.
You created Baby Einstein. Can you tell other moms kind of how you proceeded? What were the kind of, I don't know if you prayed, or if you sought help from friends, or if you got a cash infusion from some rich uncle. Tell people how you did it.
Well, I'll tell you that, I didn't know I was even starting a company. When I came up with the idea for Baby Einstein, it was because I had a baby. I had been a teacher. I was a stay-home mom now. I was spending all of my time with my daughter. Just loved that. Did love being a mom. But I was struck by the idea that, why is it that all that's available for our children to watch when they're really, really young like that, at least at the time, were shows that were really irritating to me as a mom.
like a purple dinosaur?
Yeah. So we don't want to name names. And I can understand the value of that purple dinosaur for a lot of people and kids. For me, it was not something I really could bear.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, why not classical music, right?
Yeah.
Why not classical music for my child? And so the idea was really born out of need. And that's, I think, what you'll hear from a lot of women in particular who are moms who have ideas for companies. It's like, wow, this is something I wanted. I couldn't believe it didn't exist. My idea was to take images that my daughter liked looking at, toys, animals, colors, things that little babies sort of are fascinated by, put those together on a video, and set that video then to music that I could enjoy as background music in my life while my daughter was watching television or we were interacting together with this thing on in the background.
Yeah.
And so I went in my basement, shot the video. I know that sounds really simple. It wasn't quite that simple, but in a way, I was taking things that I already had in my house, toys that my daughter had, the family cat, the family dog, putting all these things together into a video that she would like watching, set to music that was beautiful in nature. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I mean, I shot that video myself, made videotapes, copies, which was pretty easy at the time. And this was like way back in the dinosaur age of
Yeah.
VHS.
Yeah.
Um,
I worked in TV, so I know.
right,
Yeah.
right. And, and from that point on, it was amazing because word of mouth spread really quickly. It was a unique product. It had a great name, and babies loved it. And so it did what it was supposed to do.
Well, and also, and this is the thing about this show, and it's one reason we've got some good advertisers on this show, is moms have peer-to-peer recommendations like nobody
Oh my God.
else.
It's so true.
Moms recommend products to other moms, and it happens.
Yes. Well, because, we're all dealing with the same issue, right?
Yep.
I mean, like Aspen's up crying because she's teething at 8 a.m. or whatever. And my friend says, oh, when my son was teething, I just popped in Baby Mozart and he stopped crying. I was like, oh my God, can I buy it? How much is it? Where can I get it?
Yeah.
I will spend like $500 if it will stop my child from feeling this pain of teething, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And me having the headache.
Yeah. Now, we asked some of our followers on Facebook if they had questions for you. And speaking of the classical music, one question was, how did you know that classical music would be stimulating to a baby's brain? Was it based on certain research that you read, or was it just your own thing from being a teacher and everything else?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, to be honest, it was a bit of a combination. There had been an article released by Newsweek magazine. The cover story was Your Child's Brain. This was like way back in 1994, maybe, the year Aspen was born. I was interested in that article. It talked about a child's brain being like a sponge. I mean, every baby is born into this world with tremendous opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And we can give them whatever we choose as part of their amazing background. And I thought then to myself, well, classical music has been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's in the public domain, which makes it something I don't have to buy as somebody who's going to put this music together.
And no one will sue you when you're making,
It's something I love. It's something that a lot of parents don't even listen to, but why not, right? So how cool is it to have something really beautiful playing for your baby in the background, and parents can listen to it too? And I did hear that a lot from people who said, wow, never listened to Mozart before, but I'm actually enjoying having it on while my child is participating in this program.
Sure. I have a devil's advocate question for you.
Okay.
If you heard my intro, I come from television, and sometimes sometime after that began to feel bad about the fact that we glorify all the things that are on the screens, all the movie stars and all of the stuff in the spotlight and, being rich and famous and all that. And so that my rebellion was to say, I'm going to start a show for moms who are not on the spotlight and who are not celebrities. And so I'm always a little bit apprehensive about anything on video. I'm just telling you that because I come from that world. And so I think, well, why not just take your baby out and play Mozart on the iPod while you're showing them a tree? Why did you decide to put it on video?
You absolutely should do that. So I will tell you that you should take your baby outside, and you should take your baby to the museum, and you should read to your baby as much as you want to, and your child wants you to. You absolutely should do all those things. So Baby Einstein was never about, okay, let's spend the entire day in front of the television with our child.
Right.
I will also tell you, and I'm sure you would agree, how many times do you just need to veg out? I mean, this is something, in truth, I'm being an honest mom now.
Yes, you are.
Because we would all say as moms, oh, I spend all of my time stimulating my baby. If I spent all of my time stimulating my baby would hate me.
Yeah.
Because babies honestly do sometimes just need to chill out. And if they do need to chill out and just like kind of sit alone for a little bit and have that time, or maybe just veg out on mom's lap, how nice to have classical music instead of something inappropriate for your baby to be listening to. So that was really my feeling. So yes, take your baby outside. Nobody read to their baby more than I did. I went to museums. I went to the park. We went in our yard. We looked at flowers. We planted things. I mean, we did all those things.
Yeah.
But sometimes we also watch TV.
Yeah. And moms just, let's just be real. Moms just, last night I could have used a little Baby Einstein as the puppy was peeing and I was cooking pizza.
Well, absolutely, right? And sometimes, I mean, there were days when I was a mom without Baby Einstein because I hadn't made it yet. And I had a baby and it was 5 o'clock and I hadn't taken a shower because, I was with my baby all day and she was teething or she was, fussy, or I couldn't leave her and my husband was at work and I didn't have a babysitter and I didn't have a, daycare. I was home with her.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just wanted to take a shower. And if I could take a shower and let my daughter stand in her exerciser and watch, a baby Bach, how great was that?
Absolutely. And I bet husbands thank you for it too, because
Absolutely.
they could come home to women who actually had showered.
Yes.
Because you did. I remember though. I mean, I loved being a mom to babies. I'll admit that. I think actually being a mom to babies is easier than being a mom to teenagers. I really do. And so I liked it. But certainly there was times we needed to just relax and know that our baby was occupied with something that was healthy for them.
Absolutely.
And so I applaud you. Yay for Baby Einstein.
Thank you.
What do you think? How about this? You know what? I bet moms that don't know that you were just a mom doing this in your basement, and then suddenly it was a multi-million-dollar company. What did that feel like? Like, what did you wake up in the middle of the night and think to yourself about all that unfolding?
It was incredible. I mean, here was the thing. I had been a teacher prior to being a full-time mom. So, I was making $20,000 a year. That was my salary.
Yeah.
So in the first year of Baby Einstein, with one title, with Baby Einstein, the very first video, we made $100,000. We did $100,000 in sales.
Yeah.
That was like remarkable.
Yes,
we were not wealthy people. So our initial investment in the company, by the time we had that first video really said and done, we had taken no money from anybody, and we had made a huge investment for us, which was $15,000. That was what it cost to put that first video out. That doesn't sound like a ton of money.
Oh, it does to me.
In terms
Yeah.
of what we ultimately made, but we had no idea. We didn't know if we were going to be successful or not. So it was a lot of money. Yeah. Once we started making money, again, $100,000 the first year, $1 million the second year with 2 titles. It was crazy. It was like, and still, like you said, I mean, having sold the company to Disney, I wake up every day and go, wow, really? Did this happen to me? I'm so pleased, obviously, at, the fact that this was a successful venture. Mm-hmm. But I'm also so pleased because I'm so proud of what I did. I mean, I love the company that I started. I loved the products that I made. I feel like I've had enough positive feedback from parents all over the world now that I can say, wow, like I made a difference. I did something really cool that people love.
Yes, you did, dear.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. And we've got about 2 minutes left. You went through a struggle, and I don't want to get into it deeply in this segment. We'll do it in the next segment. But you went through breast cancer, right?
I did 2 times.
Yeah, girl. And I think moms need to hear that. I think they need to hear that you're this great success, and people would look at you. You're beautiful. You have 2 beautiful girls, a wonderful husband. You've written a book. I mean, they would look at you and be like, she's got it all. Oh, you've been through it all, though. And they need to hear that. And they need to hear how you came out the other side. So we're going to talk about that in the second segment. But very briefly, for the next minute that you have, how do your daughters feel about the fact that they were raised on Baby Einstein and you are the creator?
I think that now that they're teenagers, because now they're 17 and 15, they get it. I think when they were little and mommy was on Oprah and I was on the State of the Union and all of these things, it was like just kind of part of it. They didn't really understand what that meant. Now I think there's a real appreciation for what it took to be a stay-home mom through all of that, because I still did do that while I had this company and sort of ran this company. I do have to say, like as a side note, a very, very important side note, I did not do it alone. My husband was my partner all through it. And I couldn't have done it without him. Not only as being, not only as the fact that he was an amazing dad, so he was also there with our kids while I was there with our kids, but the idea that he understood the financial part of running a business. And that's important. So I will say to your viewers, all of you who have great ideas, remember that many times I couldn't have done it all by myself. And you have to recognize what your strengths and weaknesses are. And if your weakness may be creative, it might be accounting, it might be, filling POs. Know what you can't do. Find somebody to help you with that.
Yeah, and you're blessed to have a husband who would help. And my husband helps me. Yeah. And not every mom out there can do that, but you can still build your dream if you're a single mom too. I want to say that.
Absolutely.
Coming up, we are going to have more with Julie Clark and her amazing story. And if you're a mom out there who has battled cancer, who has a friend who battles cancer, stay tuned because she's very inspirational on this topic.